Welcome back. Let's take a quick look at episode 1, the unboxing. In late 1990, ToyBiz launched the Marvel Superheroes toy line, setting kids up to throw away their broken Justice League and hoping that on Christmas morning they'd be able to assemble the Avengers.
Assemble.
This is my small collection of the early 90s Marvel action figures by ToyBiz. I'm only going to be unboxing and reviewing these 3. They greatly improved upon what they did with the DC figures. The packaging, the introduction, the presentation. This is beautiful. You've got this. Compared to that, that's undeniably Jack Kirby's illustrations. Out of all 3, Captain America has to be my favorite one in packaging. The red, white, and blue pop beautifully in this packaging with the gray comic background. Who will smell the best? It was Spider-Man, but click the link to find out why.
There's new action in the universe from Marvel Superheroes.
Spider-Man! Dr. Octopus!
I'll bend Dr. Octopus in half, Captain America. No time, Hawk. My shield will cut him down to size.
Meet your doom, Surfer. Not so fast, Doom. Take him, Surfer.
Marvel Superheroes are each sold separately from ToyBiz.
And now that we have all of the figures out of the box, let's start off with Steve Rogers. And he looks just as cool inside and out of the box with these colors. The light blue along the true red and white really make this figure pop. And he looks very, very well made. He feels firm. He feels like he's not gonna break. Unlike the DC figures, there must have been somebody who was not a DC fan at ToyBiz. But let's check out his articulation. He's got articulation at the head, at the shoulders, no waist articulation, hip articulation, and knee. Sadly, they still have those rivets on the side of their knees. 7 points of articulation. And now, let's check out his shield and shield launcher. It's a 2-piece. He can actually wear the shield without having to put it on the shield launcher. And he looks pretty darn cool just like that. But of course, the gimmick is he launches the shield. Slide it in like so. The levers here at the top. And just because the Joker was handy. Oh, okay, so it doesn't have that much strength behind it. How much closer do I have to get? The detail on the shield is pretty nice. The shield launcher, it's cool. It's a nice little gimmick that it has. Works a lot better than Batman's gimmick. Press the launcher into his wrist, and it's not too cumbersome. The way he wears it, it's not too bad. Though I would hate to bump against him because the trigger is a bit sensitive. And now Spider-Man, with the classic, not just colors, but the design. Off the bat, he looks great, but once you start really looking at him, the upper torso seems a little too thick. They didn't do such a good job painting on the details, the webbing there. The rest of it, I think looks great. It looks fine, but it's trying to pose them into a known Spider-Man pose that is the problem. And Spider-Man's points of articulation are his head, shoulders, hips, and knees. And sadly, you still see those rivets on the side of the knees for 7 points of articulation. Now let's check out his accessory. It feels just the way it looks. It feels just a little sticky. rubber. It's pretty nice. It's supposed to catch the criminals. You gotta use your imagination. There, it caught him. But now the gimmick of the suction cup hands. For best performance, get the cups a little wet. Lick them. And here we go. And he's got it on pretty tight. And just to show off the feats of strength that Spider-Man possesses, he's gonna lift up the Galileo shuttlecraft. Are you ready, Captain Kirk? Come on, Spider-Man. Yeah! Look at that. That's pretty cool. And last, but certainly not least, is the Incredible Hulk. There's not many things I can say bad about this figure. It's 1990 and they made an Incredible Hulk that I would line up next to my superpowers. Because you gotta check this out. His whole gimmick is pretty sweet. So on the back, he's got that lever. If you pull the main lever up and down, it raises his arms up and down. If you pull on the secondary lever, he squeezes his arms. You could take this guy to go work out with you at the gym. That is just so cool. But as a kid, I don't know how long that would survive, this lever. Let's check out his accessories. It's supposed to be a metal bar. There we go. It's actually very, very flimsy. It reminds me of those wires that hold the figures in the boulder. It looks like a rock from Star Trek. I love it. Let's try out his accessory. He raises it up. Here. Here. On the back of his card, it says that he tears the boulder apart. I don't think you're supposed to do that with this one. Some parts of this boulder, it's kind of as thin as a piece of paper, while this side, it's a little thicker. So I really don't want to tear it apart. I just want to have him lift it and maybe try and crush it a little. Let's see how much strength he could muster up here. No, that's about it. Let's check out his articulation. He's got articulation at the head. Not much articulation on the arms because it's part of his action. I don't know if you would... Okay, let's call that articulation at the arms. Hips and knees for 7 points of articulation. And before we move on, I just want to comment on the likeness of his face. This looks like a Jack Kirby design. I'm trying to find something bad to say about these figures because they look incredible. Like I said previously, there must have been somebody at ToyBiz who hated DC Comics, because how is it that just a few months later you end up releasing amazing superhero action figures with great action that coincides with who they are? Probably the only bad thing I could say about these figures is I wish the Hulk would have been a little bit taller, a little bit bigger. And how about that upper torso of Spider-Man and the paint job on his face? That's kind of it. I think Captain America is the best one. I'm having so much fun with these figures, and I'm very optimistic at the rest of the series that I'm just gonna unbox and review Thor. And I need a bad guy because I can't be using Joker over and over again. So let's unbox the Green Goblin. So now it's gonna be a 3-parter. So please come on back for the unboxing of Thor and the Green Goblin. I really do hope you enjoyed this, and I really appreciate your support. Don't send me any money. I don't have any Patreon. Please just hit that like, hit that subscribe, and maybe share. If you can check out, maybe click this video, or maybe even click whatever that is right here. What is that? How did it get here? Bye!